Hi guys, this is Lada from astrolada.com with your weekly horoscope for the 28th of August to the 3rd of September. And actually this week is very active as well. I'm going to walk you through the whole week. I'm going to look at each sign as well, how they're going to be influenced. There are a lot of interesting astrological events, and if you thought the eclipse was over, think back again, because the eclipse is going to start giving its most powerful results, now. It's getting activated again this week. We're going to talk about that and how you might feel it. But first, a quick announcement, like I always do. If you still want to join me and learn astrology like me from the beginning, from everything that I know about astrology, you can join my foundational course on the 12 signs. We're going to continue after that with the houses and with aspects and predictions. But for now, it's the 12 signs. On Sunday, on the 27th of August, is all about Libra. And of course, if you join the course now, you'll receive the previous courses, and you can watch them at any time you want, of course. Or you can just watch one, you can just join one of those webinars. And if you like it, you can buy the whole webinar after that, the whole course. And now we're up to Libra. And also on the 7th of September, me and Diana Bacalova, she's a professional psychologist and astrologer, are making a webinar on Chiron. We're going to show you where your biggest psychological wounding is in this lifetime and how to heal it from psychological and practical perspective. And of course, on the 30th of September, it's Jupiter in Scorpio, because the whole look of everyone is going to change when Jupiter changes a sign. So come and join me from that webinar. We're going to discuss how it's going to affect you personally in that webinar, in your personal life. Not what's going to happen in the world, where you can benefit in the next 1 year. And not only Scorpio, everyone has Scorpio somewhere in the horoscope, but another two signs will benefit in a powerful way, actually even more strongly than Scorpio will. And I'll speak which those three areas of your life will be a powerful manifestation and what you can expect positively where you have green light. So those three amazing webinars, come and join me. Anyway, let's speak about the week from the 28th of August to the 3rd of September. First of all, you know that Saturn turned direct. The previous week, it's actually today that it's turning direct, but you're going to start feeling it gradually from that week. Basically from the 28th of September onwards. Maybe it will take 2 weeks before you start feeling the results. But this is great news, because Saturn, when it's retrograde, it becomes heavier. Saturn already brings heavy lessons. It's about delays. It's about having to repeat something over and over and do it many times and not getting the results. It's about mastering something, but it's also about delays, blockages, frustrations, about lack, about some kind of restriction of some sort. Or, for example, Saturn has been aspecting my second house for the last 2 months non-stop, and finances have been tight. And the good news is when Saturn turns direct, it's more restricting influence also improves. So for everyone in different area of their life, depending what your ascendant is, what your sun sign is, there will be a removal gradually you start feeling from this week of certain restrictions, of certain extra duties and responsibility that have been overwhelming you, of certain lack, of certain delays, of certain blockages, of certain tests. And actually in my August 2017 videos, I speak about each sign, how Saturn turning direct is going to unblock and make things easier for you when it starts moving direct. So imagine, I'm not going to mention it here again for each sign, check out my August videos, but for example, being an Aries, Saturn has been Saturn has been retrograde in my 9th house, so this can delay foreign travel, so it can delay and block them, which is what's been happening while it was retrograde, to delay any foreign documents expecting or something to do like that. And when Saturn starts moving direct, there will be resolution. So if you're a Gemini, Sun or Ascendant, Saturn's been retrograde in your 7th house. And it means that there were some big restrictions or delays or blockages or duties and responsibility connected to business partnerships, personal partnerships, some difficulties and tests in relationships and personal business ones. So for each person is a different level it's a different area of life that will stop being so heavy, so testing, so you start seeing results, and some complicated situation will get resolved. It's fantastic. Or you can follow me on Facebook. Every time some big event happens, I write an article about it. So it's Astrolada, like Astrolada Facebook page, and you'll be able to read everything about each sign, how Saturn turning direct will affect you. We do daily articles. You can win free readings with me as well. So Facebook is the place to be, guys, to follow me. Anyway, so great news about Saturn turning retrograde. It's getting easier. You can breathe easy, you start feeling it. Yeah, even Saturn sometimes, even if it hasn't blocked you in the material world, it might have made you more depressed when it's retrograde, especially people that are, that have any kind of the mutable signs like Sagittarius, like Pisces, like Virgo, and like Gemini. And if you're one of those signs, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or even Mercury is in those signs, and you've been feeling down or bad or blocked in some way, or too many tests for your life, or if you're, for example, Leo, it might, not Leo, but if you're, for example, Scorpio, it might have been your finances that have been blocked in some way, if you're Scorpio, Sun, or Ascendant, and Saturn starts moving direct, and those issues start resolving, which is great. Another great news is that Venus is moving into Leo. Actually, it's moving the last day of the 26th or 28th. But this week is, Venus gradually goes into Leo. Will stay there till the 21st of September. And it's especially great news for the fire signs. If you're Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. If you're Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. If you're Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Two good news for Sagittarius. Saturn is turning direct in their sign, so a lot of responsibilities and duties ease off or start giving results, or blockages start getting unblocked. And also Venus, the planet of ease, of abundance, of material pleasures, is starting to help the fire signs. It's going to help, as I said, Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius the most. But everyone has Leo somewhere in their horoscope where Venus will be. And wherever Venus is in your horoscope, by transit for the current period till the 21st of September, starting from this week, things will become easier. Things will be magnetically attracted to you. They will happen with more flowing, Until now, Venus was in Cancer, which means some different house for everyone. And by the way, I wondered why I'm dressing like a mother or a housewife from the 50s, and I realized Venus has been in Cancer for the last 1 month. That's why I've been dressing down in a more mumsy, comfortable clothes. But once Venus goes into Leo, all people on some level will start wanting to be more glamorous. They'll start, and you'll probably see me in my next videos with flowing golden clothes or something much more glamorous and sexy, because fire, Venus, Leo wants to stand out, to be noticed, to be, to be center of attention, more, it's not about comfort like Venus in Cancer. It's going to be fashion, and beauty is going to be about drawing attention and making a statement. And with Venus going into Leo, Mars is also still in Leo this week, and Mercury is going into Leo on Thursday. So the Leo energy is increasing again. I know we're in Virgo season, so we have our practical head on, but the energy in Leo increases again. So also the desire to have fun will increase, the desire to have romance, to date, to play, to go on holidays will start increasing again, to be more dramatic, to make a statement, to make an impact, to make an impression, to be autonomous, to be independent. This is what our Leo rules. So we'll have more of a drive and a push, and any activities that are connected in making us more independent, in making us stand out, be noticed, in making us be noticed for our creative talents, in making us be center stage in regards to some activity we do, in making us have new creative ideas. Everything of that will be helped with those 3 planets next week in Venus, Mercury, and Mars that will be in Leo. And let's speak a little bit about Venus. How can each sign benefit you the 21st of September while Venus is in Leo? Well, if you're Aries, Venus is in your 5th house. Aries Ascendant in particular, or Aries Sun as well, or even Aries Moon. So what can become easy and more pleasurable is dating. A romantic date can happen. If you're already married, you can have a bit more romantic experience with your marriage partner. You can revive the romance. You can go on a pleasant date. You can feel more in love. 5th house is stimulating being in love. You can feel more creative. Your children might be a source of joy and be little angels. If there were some problems with them, you can sort them out. If there were some problems with your loved ones and lovers, you can sort them out. You can feel more creative overall. And you can have more fun. Ooh, finally, I was looking forward for that, to have some fun. My fun and my pleasures was in the family, while Venus was in the 4th house till now, but now it goes in the 5th. Fun for the sake of fun. If you're Taurus, it's in your 4th house. Venus will grace with its presence till the 21st of September your family life. There can be pleasant moments with your mother, with your father, revisiting your place of birth, buying something beautiful for your home, doing something in your personal life, spending treasure moments with loved ones, healing a relationship with a loved one. If you're Gemini, it's in your third house. Some beautiful, good things happening in regards to the 21st of September. Some good news coming to you. Some romantic communication of some sort. Third house is communication. Venus is love. Or more pleasant, having the ability to attract associates and people that you can associate with or work in a small group with in an easier way. Having more communications with women, having more pleasure out of the skills that you're using, and using words very, third house communication in a very magical way that you can almost, Venus is to use words in such a way as to attract support or as to win others on your side, or to kind of charm others. Also travels, if you're Gemini, can be very good for you till the 21st of September. If you're Cancer, Venus will be in your second house. You can buy something beautiful, you can earn something, you can make more money if you're in your own business. You can gain something that you consider valuable by, say, nice shoes or a nice dress, or just pamper yourself with some possessions and splurging on some pleasures or beautiful things that you consider valuable, or receive something of value. If you're Leo, of course, you're gonna look more beautiful while Venus is in your sign. All Venusian pleasures will come to you more easily, whether it's good food, whether it's bed pleasures, whether it's being more, feeling more loved and loving others, attracting better company, winning battles through diplomacy, being more, even financial gains, attracting in some way, and becoming more beautiful. If you're in any business that is Venusian, which is beauty, art, design, working with women, counseling and advising, you have a fantastic month if you're Leo while Venus is in your sign, and even love can come to you. If you happen to be Virgo, Venus will be in your 12th house, so your pleasures come from more hidden source, maybe a hidden secret love affair, or maybe you start realizing that you have feelings for someone without expressing them officially, but you kind of behind the scenes you're feeling in love with someone, or maybe it's some kind of a pleasure that you're doing alone, because 12th house is about being alone, it's about your privacy, maybe like reading more books or finding some kind of secret pleasures of some sort as well. And 12th house, the house of spending, but if you're spending, you will be spending on beautiful things. And you can feel a bit more emotional about relationships overall, or idealize a little bit more while Venus is in the 12th house. If you're Libra, Venus is in your 11th house, so it graces your friendships with its beautiful presence, maybe more friendships with women, maybe good beneficial things can come to you from friends or some pleasant social occasions. And also 11th house is gainfulness. You can be more gainful while Venus is in the 12th house, materially, financially. If you are Scorpio, Venus is in your 10th house, your career becomes easier, smoother, you can win support from bosses or authority figures or institutions more easy through your charm. If you're in any careers or vocations that the Venusian, I again repeat, this is beauty, design, art, music, anything to do with fashion, anything to do with negotiation, diplomacy, contracts, anything to do with evaluation of anything to do with relationships or counseling, advising, or working with women is Venus ruled professions. You have a much better, you can have like smooth developments in regards to your career while Venus is in your sign till the 21st of September. Something good can happen there. If you're Sagittarius, Venus is in your 9th house. You can have a fantastic for foreign travel, fantastic to becoming more optimistic or some more lucky in regards to love, fantastic for enjoying different cultures and being inspired more from the beauty around you, fantastic for seeing the higher perspective in regards to your relationships, in regards to seeing the kind of planning the future of your relationships as well. It's very supportive, as I said. Also you can attract great advisors and kind women around you who give you good material advice of some sort or life advice. If your Capricorn, Venus is in your 8th house, you can benefit materially from someone else. Maybe your husband can make you a present, maybe someone can give you a gift, or if you work with clients, they can give you a bonus or more tips or something like that, or money can come to you from clients, or some resources can come to you from others. And usually there is deeper intimacy and a bit more obsessive feelings in love when Venus activates the 8th house. So if you notice that, know where it's coming from. If you are Aquarius, Venus is in your 7th house. Well, it's all, I'm Aquarius ascendant and Aries sun. So Venus is in the 5th house, which is romance from my sun, and in the 7th house, which is committed relationships from my ascendant. So it's going to be a lot about love making, relationships, being in love, finding cooperation with your partner. So if your Aquarius Venus in your 7th house is all about finding balance, compromising, healing relationships with partners, strengthening it in some way, having more emotional connection and affection, receiving more affection from others, or something good, even materially financial, coming to you from a business collaboration or collaboration, working with someone or support from someone in some way. And you can also attract more people that are nicer and kinder. Mars is still in your 7th house, so there's still people might still this week be pressing your buttons, but after the end of this week, Mars comes out of your 7th house, so only Venus stays there. So till the 21st of September, Aquarius, you have better and better relationships with other personal business. And if your Pisces is in your 6th house, your work becomes source of pleasure, and things with your work environment improve and somehow become more pleasant, more easygoing while Venus is in your 6th house. And maybe you can heal some enmity with someone as well. The only thing is that sometimes we feel out of balance in regards to the food we eat when Venus is in the 6th house. So you might feel like overeating or overindulging in things that are not healthy. Sometimes that's noticed when Venus is there. And you'll be more critical towards your relationship and able to see what is not working right in your relationship, so you can attract it, because 6th house is the house of lack of balance and Venus is the planet of relationship. So something that's out of whack in your relationships, personal business, you'll become more aware of it. Okay, so that's about Venus in changing sign from this week till the end, till the 21st of September. We said Saturn is going direct, another great news, and Mercury is in Leo, turning into Leo from Thursday, and I said that will become more bombastic, more fun, this Leo energy growing up. But there is another big thing that is happening. Mercury conjoins Mars towards the end of the week, but this conjunction will be very close almost for 2 weeks. They'll be very close. Mars and Mercury will be very close together for 2 weeks, and I think this is the most important part of the prediction for next week and for the next 3 weeks actually, because it will be all under the influence of Mars conjunct Mercury. And this can be good in some occasions, but in others it can create a lot of stresses. Okay, let's speak first about the difficult side and then about the negative side, which starts from this week onwards, especially towards the end. Well, first of all, people will become more irritable because Mercury is communications and Mars is like coming out at it and saying words that are hurtful. So you might feel like people are snapping a bit more at you. Maybe if you're Aquarius ascendant, or Gemini sun or ascendant, Venus will be in your communication houses or in relationships, so that will be mitigated. But for most other signs, you'll notice how others become more, and you yourself, you just want to respond back. You might be very hasty to write back, to respond back with an angry email or something like that. Wait it out. Mars requires patience. Mercury is retrograde. You might discover, certain mistakes much faster that create more crisis. Mercury retrograde, finding mistakes, missions that escalate very fast. Mars, that give you more stresses. Also the nervous tension for the next 2-3 weeks increases. Mercury Mars conjunction, you feel more stressed, more nervous. Both planets are connected to the nervous system, so it's good to kind of go on walks. Mercury rules walking, Mars rules physical movement, fast physical movement, and to be more patient when trying to, if you're in some kind of a situation that escalates in regards to arguments. Also children, which is what Mercury rules, can become a bit more petulant, unless you're Aries, and Venus will be in your 5th house to smooth this out. Also, who feels this the most? Of course, Mercury and Mars rule people. Aries, Scorpios. Aries and Scorpios, they'll feel Mercury, so they'll be like something from the past comes to them. Something they have to deal that they put behind, and they have to deal with putting a lot of attention to detail, fixing, improving, a lot of communication, information, increased flow of communication and information that they have to work hard on. While Mercury ruled people like Virgos and Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, they can have a bit more stresses, they can be more energized, and they can make more, of course, new beginnings and action, forward movement action, and they can be less they won't care so much what others think. They'll just want to go and do their own thing. But generally, everyone will feel it in some way, because it's going to happen for everyone in different areas of their life. And especially Virgos and Leos will feel it because it's happening in their two signs, especially late-born Leos from the 20th of August to the 23rd of August, even from the 19th of August till the 23rd of August. So those who have ascendant or moon from around 25 degrees to 30 degrees in Leo, and Virgos who are born in August, or Virgos who are born from 0 degrees to around 8-9 degrees will feel this Mars conjunction and Mercury, but the Virgos will feel it more in the 2 weeks after next week. So just be careful, because there will be a lot of flow of information. Information increases because Mars makes it speed up. A lot of things developing very fast, and the good news is though that because Mercury is still retrograde, so next week certain things can appear out of the blue, that the omissions or mistakes that you have the ability to react very quick to and fix them, and and address them, even though they might stress you. Be prepared for that, and they might be like surprised with your plans, but you have very quick reactions because Mars is with Mercury. And try not to overreact as well, because people become more irritable. I repeat again, with Mercury is conjunct Mars. If you're in any business, because Mercury rules all business, all communication, we can be more restless, unless the business is connected to sports, unless it's like aggressive, very competitive business, then you'll be like, this energy really helps you push aggressively, market aggressively, learn new things, because Mars is having the courage to do something, Mercury is learning skills. So it has good sides as well, but just remember and also technology as well. Mars and Mercury are close together. Mercury rules all technology. They become more full of surprises. They can be less, they can break, because Mars rules anything breaking, they might need fixing. Mars rules accidents of some sorts. And also while you're traveling, be more cautious, guys. Be more cautious while traveling, while Mars and Mercury are together for the next 3 weeks, because more kind of stresses appear, and overall some accidents are possible. Okay, but the big thing is that those two planets, Mercury and Mars, are activating the eclipse point. So the eclipse starts acting 2 weeks before, 2 months before an eclipse. And for me, for example, the eclipse fell on my moon. So eclipses are about changing your life totally. They're about, this in particular was about new beginnings, endings and new beginnings. And it was about fated events, such that are meant to happen to you, that you have a soul contract about, like death, birth, marriage, meeting of a life partner, separation with a life partner. And I found out I was pregnant like a month before the eclipse, which was falling on my moon. And my whole family has something in Leo, around the eclipse, so it changed all their life. But you have to be, this week Mars and Mercury, and next week after activate the point of the eclipse. So even if something spectacular or big has not happened in your life, if you have important points in Scorpio, in Leo, it can happen still. It can still happen this week, and as I said, an eclipse acts 2-3 months after that is very strong. So be careful, protect yourself. Mars is a scary planet. Scary, like we know, it's a bit more of a cruel planet that activates the eclipse point. So there might be sudden surprises, sudden events out of the blue that shock you, that activate those new beginnings, even if it's good things, but it might feel more shocking to you, or there might be very fast developments, and I have to make sure I'm protected and don't do too many straining things physically. But Mars activates in Mercury, so some important news can come that changes fated news to your life. Mercury, Mars, some important activities and actions and new beginnings can start for you now. That matters for everyone. So thank you so much, guys. This is your week ahead, a very happening week. Thanks for being with me. Come and join me on my foundational course, or all about Chiron, as I said, on the 7th of September, or Jupiter in Scorpio, to see where your luck is going to be the next year. Thank you.